Morning, Steve in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, the key headlines overnight is the geopolitical issues around the world with Japan's former prime minister assassinated and the UK prime minister stepping down and resigning. The UK prime minister certainly was a friend of the US and Ukraine, so we'll see what happens there. We also note that the Ukraine war continues. Talk about some of the wheat and corn exports out of Ukraine in jeopardy. We noted that farmers in Ukraine are getting $1 a bushel for their corn and $2 a bushel for their wheat. It raises concern about their storage capacity, but even more, why would they even harvest those crops? And number two, why would they even plant winter wheat at those price levels? So that's a major concern for the marketplace and has helped wheat rebound. Overnight beans, a little softer along with meal, expecting this week's export sales to be a negative number. We did hear some positive news as far as China maybe coming in and buying some U.S. corn off the P&W, some white wheat off the P&W, and maybe some sorghum off the Gulf. Still no beans. Looks like some of the meal trade in China, maybe the meat demand, and is reducing their need for imports of soybeans at a time when we thought that their demand would tighten our supply situation. We have a USDA report, July 12th. I think a lot of the numbers are already in the marketplace as far as carryouts are concerned, and also the world numbers. The interesting thing about world wheat carryout, there's this huge spread between the low number and the high number. And again, we're watching European dryness, a factor in rallying wheat prices. We're also looking at Argentina wheat crop suffering from also dry conditions. So combination of concern about Black Sea wheat exports, European crop, and just what's going to happen to world trade is offering support to the wheat market. Corn tending to follow, and the weather forecast for the U.S. talking about some rains this weekend, and then maybe 2 weeks of warm, dry conditions across most of the Midwest. We'll see how that impacts crop ratings and also how that might impact final yields and production. So the market trying to find support, trying to bounce off a historic drop from May 17th on recession concerns in all commodities. Watching the jobs report today, CPI data next week to see if there's any movement away, that inflation is topped and the Fed become less aggressive in raising rates. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Please treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.